Okay, so this weekend project made $1 million after 18 months. Just build whatever you have in mind.
We're gonna leave Bali and we're gonna travel all over the world.
It's time to work. Boom! A freaking $1 million with a weekend project. This is a website. Build something. Build it fast. Code, and then repeat over and over and over. This is the freaking date.
Meet Mark Liu, a millionaire who owns exactly 0 pairs of shoes and way more startups than you'd think is reasonable. He sits here in this disgustingly beautiful tropical paradise to show you how to turn ideas into brands, strangers into clients, and your boring job into a distant memory.
That would be a good thumbnail. Just came back to Bali, full jet lag, but it's time to work. Houston, we have a big problem. Brian Johnson just released a new video about calculating your speed of aging for free. So the video looks like this, and there are 6 markers that you can do at home for free, like how many push-up reps can you do, and many other stuff. And of course, that gives me tons of app ideas. So what I did is I cloned my boilerplate and I asked my AI editor, a cursor, to build an entire app for me. I didn't write a single line of code, and this is what I came up with. So that's this is pretty made with AI, and those basically more like forms where you enter number of push-ups, 1 leg stand, and a few of other metrics, and then you can calculate your score, and in the end it will give you a result on what's your biological age. This is extremely low-level product for the moment. I have tons of ideas like adding leaderboards, making it verified with actually uploading photos, connecting your Twitter or Google accounts, so there could be like a leaderboard with profile pictures for like real people. I also bought a new domain name, bio.ge for bioage. This is a really early stage, but there's something going on with health at the moment.
Artificial intelligence is shaping the medical industry.
And if you are a maker, it's a big wave to jump in because things are going to happen.
In many ways, stepping into healthcare right now is like stepping into that future world.
The next 10 years are going to be crazy with a mix of AI.
An AI tool they trained on medical data.
Plus the health wave. There are tons of things to build. And I really recommend you to just jump in, just build whatever you have in mind. Don't spend too much time on it, just ship your idea out there. I hope the app is ready when this video comes out. If that's the case, there will be a link in the description. And my goal is to get Brian Johnson to see this app and retweet it. Let's go. Alright, so something I believe too is that if you want something to work out on the internet, you get to put on the energy. You have to live through it. In my case, I'm really into mental health and physical health. And I'm gonna build tons of health-related startups, but at the same time, I try to have a life that is perfectly healthy. So that means better food, better sleep, more workouts. That means I learn things. That means I discover problems, and that feeds my inspiration to build startups. And because those startup ideas are based on a real fact, the life I live, then I am almost guaranteed that at some point, some of those startups will also appeal to some other people. Time for a workout. And if you don't know what is your thing, then try new stuff. Travel abroad, meet some new group of people, like go to meetups where people have different skills than yours. Try something new, get out of the comfort zone. Now, time to code. I just got these from Google. It's a badge that says I got 10,000 visitors on one of my websites in the past 30 days. This website actually was my first ever indie project. And even though it's not sexy, it's like a base simple movie recommendation app, this project gave me this badge from Google, but it also grew my following on Twitter, gave me tons of new startup ideas, and it gave me the confidence I needed to get started. So do more not sexy project, any kind of project, just ship something. And maybe years down the road, you'll get a website with 300 daily visitors and you can run ads and it could pay for your rent. I'm reading the Inevitable by Kevin Kelly, the guy who created the magazine Wired, and also the author of a book, one of my actually top 3 favorite books ever, called Excellent Advice of Wisdom I Wish I Knew Earlier, something along those lines. The book itself is just a masterpiece. It's a collection basically of like mini tweets that each of them is a life lesson. And this one, The Inevitable, is about predictions that he makes about where tech and AI will drive the world, like 12 predictions on how the world is going to change. I am 36% completed with this book and I already love it. Full rainy season in Bali. Meanwhile, delicious meal prepared by It's 7:30 a.m. and I just bought another domain. 2 days, 2 domain names. Now that I am back in my office in Bali, I'm super happy to add this into my room, office, whatever this is, because it's here in this room that this was made possible. And actually, same as this little thing here. It's because at some point I decided to sit in this room and just spend most of my time building stuff that those 2 things happen. So keep shipping. I just set up these recovery emails. So this is being sent to people who actually complete a part of the checkout. They leave their email address, but they don't complete the payment. Could be because a credit card failed. It could be because they changed their mind at the last minute. So what I'm doing here in the Stripe webbook event called checkout.session.expired, I'm checking if the person left an email, otherwise I can't email them, and if the person is not already a customer of mine. And if that's the case, then I send them a very simple email that says, hey, I noticed you were checking out CodeFast yesterday. Anything I can help you with? And then a link to get back to my landing page, just in case they forgot or in case something goes wrong. Here, what I'm doing with this is I'm opening the discussion. So I'm trying to understand why they didn't purchase, even though they clicked the button and left their emails. And I just hope this will give me some better feedback, so I know maybe how to tweak the landing page to convert more visitors. And if you want the code, there is a link to one of my tweets below this video where you can just copy paste the code and use it in your own project. So I just set up YouTube ads for my course CodeFast. I am very bad at ads, really bad, but I want to give it a try because we never know. Sometimes you try stuff and it works and sometimes it doesn't, but just curious about this one. Still waiting for Google to approve the ads and let's see how that goes. Okay, so quick update on CodeFast, the course I launched about a month and a half ago. You can see the revenue, of course at the launch was going up like crazy, and then now it's slowing down. And what I'm trying to do for this first quarter of the year is to try to find a recurring marketing channel. And since it's a course, it's pretty large, I'm targeting like a very wide audience. So I'm trying to run ads to this website. So I created this little ads here.
So you want to learn a code to build your own online business? Go to codefast.now, enroll for the course, learn the basics, and everything you need to build an online business ready to get customers.
So my video editor found a model in Bali to help me read the script. And since I absolutely suck at making a marketing script, I asked my friend Nico, who is really good at marketing, to help me with that. And then for the format, I got inspired by Clément, which is a very famous software engineer on YouTube. I remember 3-4 years ago, I was watching a bunch of his videos. Then I saw a masterpiece of an ad and I used his format to make my own ad. And I just started running this YouTube video on Google Ads, so it's only showing on YouTube at the moment. I just started spending money, so I have 2 campaigns. One that is a wide campaign, so it targets people who are somehow in the software engineer coding industry, so people who visit websites like Code Academy or who watch YouTube, like programming YouTube channels. It looks like it's getting a bunch of clicks for the amount spent, about $30 per day, but so far no conversion, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with my code or if it's just not converting at the moment. And I set up another campaign where it's more like retargeting people who visited the websites. Usually this is what marketer calls that like a warm audience. So people who are more likely to buy your product because they already know what you have to sell. And Google is going to show this ad to those people where it gets way less click, but somehow it converted already. I think there was one purchase, which makes the campaign profitable. Making ads is really not my cup of tea, but I feel like if I manage to make it click, it could be one way to make sure that the business somehow is steady, and then I can focus on, for instance, making more lessons, adding more things for students, so my time and mind doesn't have to be on the marketing side of things. And of course, if I get good results, I'll report that in those videos. I can't not put this on the record. This should be remembered. 15 ingredients. Vegetables and love. That's the recipe.
Important. Is there waves, sir?
Yeah, tomorrow is gonna be fiery.
Whoa! Hello, little babies. Hello. Hello.
This is the place here where we came with tons of ideas for the vlogs, tons of startup ideas. Walking, man, it's such a creativity hack.
That's true.
Okay, so we are deciding where we go this year because we're gonna leave Bali and we're gonna travel all over the world.
To meet you, we're gonna host a meetup.
We're gonna host meetups.
Countries.
First is New Zealand, then we're gonna go to
Japan.
Oh, we're gonna do a meetup in Bali first. Then the plan is right now, we go India first. Then we go back to Europe. We're thinking of doing like Norway, Finland, Sweden, North countries, just for the peacefulness and quietness.
And then maybe the US, because we know that there are many people living in the North America, like Canada, US, so we're excited to meet you there as well.
Yes, that's very true.
And if you can, maybe South or Central America, because it has been my dream to go back there.
And we go back to France for next Christmas. The issue here is trying to stay productive while traveling. So I still make apps, we still make those vlogs, we still make more videos on YouTube, write for the newsletter, make some tweets while trying to enjoy traveling. This is the really hard part. But yeah, that's it. Now it's put on the camera. We'll see how that year goes.
It's so empty. There is no one here. Except this person. Good wave tomorrow?
Shit, yeah, this is where I'm surfing.
Yeah?
I'm excited. I cannot wait for tomorrow.
Wow. Look at this, man. Such a deep focus mode. We're working on.
I am designing. This was one of the most requested features. So now you can watch your website analytics for a specific, like a custom date range. So you have these options where you can choose to watch per custom, and then you have this date picker. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm pushing this today, I guess. I spent too much time on this, but I freaking love it. I like all the little animations where the mouse cursor moves. And even this, like this little transition when you move the cursor, and then it's just super exciting actually to make this kind of stuff. I didn't really like at the beginning. Then you realize design is absolutely not about creativity, but more like principles. It's a mix of rules and copying what's working, adding your own signature on top of it, and then a little bit of obsession, no coffee, and straight wake up, code. Quick update on my web analytics software, DataFast. So let's look first at the revenue on Stripe. Now I start to see daily payments, which make me super happy, like little sales notifications. Here we're looking at the last, 3 weeks or so of data. So we can see that the monthly recurring revenue is at $925, which is getting close to $1,000 per month. That makes me super happy. It's overall going up constantly, and the number of active subscribers as well. And the subscriber churn rate is now around 14%, I guess, which is, I think I can live up with it. I added new features. This option here will let users choose when they want to query their data. And I also spend a little too much time designing this loading screen where when people change the type of journey they want to see, they want to know what their customers are doing on their sites, they're going to see like a little spinner, like a loading screen here. So they have something to look at and they know it's loading. This is not necessarily useful, but this just made me so happy. I also created a documentation for DataFast to help people set up their accounts. So this is kind of like a blog/documentation. This is using a markdown template right here, where I just have to write English and a couple of markdowns, and it outputs a nice looking documentation. And of course I had to design every little things from scratch, but now that it's designed, I don't do anything. I just make beautiful articles very simply. Oh, and one last thing, I am not sure I mentioned this in this YouTube video. I set up server-side tracking, which means that now people using DataFast and tracking payments with it can link visitors and customers' data with almost 100% accuracy so that they know exactly where the money is coming from. The goal with this software is to grow it to $1 million in valuation, so that's about $20,000 to $25,000 in monthly recurring revenue. We're far from there, and there's still a lot of things to build, but it's going up, so this is a positive thing.
Are you ready for the cold plunge?
More Russian.
What is this hat?
Actually, I really don't know. I hope our Russian friends can tell us. What is this?
Yeah, please leave in the comment what is this for.
Yes.
Look at that. Wow, with all this view.
There you go.
Yeah, so let's take some sauna and think about our life. Super hot, man.
So hot, the iPhone will die.
Yeah.
Warmest sunnest I've ever been.
Is it cold?
I think you can stay unlimited here.
Until we...
Pass out. Like, I need a massive coconut.
I found a flower.
Wow, les Bali influencers. Daily reminder for happiness. It's time to work.
What is that?
What do you see?
800K.
We have crossed $1 million with ShipFast.
Already? Wow, how many months?
18.
18 months.
Yes.
Crazy.
This is the freaking date. Ah!
We made it!
What's very crazy to me is we were sitting in the exact place 18 months ago. We made almost $0 back then. And I remember I had this little weekend project that I created for myself, and I was like, I'm gonna try to launch it. And right here, it was 5 p.m. I was about to go skate before it's dark. And I put the computer and I told you, I launched something on Product Hunt. I'll be back in 2 hours. We're lucky if we make $300. I had no idea any of this would happen.
Oh yeah, because back then we didn't have any results, so if we can have like a 1 or 3 sale, it was still success, you know.
And then 1 year and a half later, boom, a freaking $1 million with a weekend project. This is a website.
The launch day was crazy because we earned like $4,000 a day.
Yeah, about 3.5.
But still, like for us, like $1,000 was a monthly salary, and then we keep having notification, and we were in Hong Kong. We keep updating.
What is happening? Is it real?
So like, it's like, did you make money? We refresh, like, wow, we just drink coffee.
We can afford Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
Wow. We made more money in 24 hours than we would in 6 months.
Crazy.
Okay, so this weekend project made $1 million after 18 months, and 85% of that is pure profit. These are the Stripe dashboards. So that's the first one back in 2023, and then I opened a new business, and this is the new one. So I wanted to tell you a little story about finding $1 million startup ideas. I started the entrepreneurship in 2016. Back then, I had a grand vision, like a big dream. I was working 12 hours a day and I believed that ideas were priceless. And 4 years later, I made around $70,000 with one of my SaaS, which let me pay the bills, which is technically not bad. I was able to live anywhere with a computer, but with all the sacrifices I made, it was clearly not worth it. And that's why I had a burnout in 2020. And this is the actual SaaS I created. I was working with physical businesses, escape rooms, and then in 2020, COVID killed my SaaS. It went literally from about $4,000 in monthly recurring revenue to 0 in a single month. And after that, I had almost no savings, no ideas to start next, and not even the motivation to start again. So I started to look for a job, and I worked as a software engineer for someone that you might know, TitleBeds. And they offered me a salary that was way beyond what I ever thought I would earn. So obviously I accepted, and I worked for them for 9 months. But of course, there was this itch inside of me, this freedom itch that keeps scratching back and called me back. And so in November 2021, I started entrepreneurship again. And this time I had a different set of rules. I ditched all the ambitious and the big dreams that I had before, and instead I would work on tiny little projects that I could launch on a weekend. I would share everything publicly on Twitter, and then I would just launch, move, build, while making sleep my #1 priority. And back then, my goal was to create something that I can control, and the goal was to create a massive portfolio of websites. Sometimes those websites are not even monetized, like this one here, where you can vote for your favorite quote from Naval Ravikant. I built this website where you can visualize how much you can achieve in 1 year with tiny habits. I built this directory of gamification apps. There was no goal really. It was just purely, I want to build this portfolio of websites. And 12 months later, I had made around $10,000 and grow a little audience of 5,000 people on Twitter, which is definitely good, but clearly knowing that I was working all day and then that I was already in the game for 5 years, this is also not crazy. But it doesn't matter because I was actually having tons of fun. And since my obsession was to build a portfolio, massive portfolio of websites, I wanted to create a little tool for myself so that I can make those websites faster. So I created this tool called ShipFast and launched it on the last day of August 2023. 2 days later, it made $6,000, what I would typically earn in 6 months. And now today, 18 months later, it made $1 million. This is just absolutely crazy because in my journey, it was just yet another website with no marketing strategies, no big plans, nothing, just a little tool I need for myself. But this experience taught me one thing that is crucial. Startup ideas are not found, they're crafted from your own experience. So instead of waiting for a good idea to come and strike you, instead, here is what you can do. Fuck around and find out. Build something, build it fast, share it to the world, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram. Repeat the same process, but this time build something different or share it in a different way, and then repeat over and over and over. And then in all the noise you create, when it's time, some luck, some signal will find you. So if you're a developer like me who loves to create stuff, this is your advantage. Ship stuff no matter the outcome, no matter if you get lots of users, no matter if it makes some money, just ship it for the sake of it. Ship it to create the noise so that luck can find you later. Keep shipping. I want to confess something. I bought a new domain name. Damn it!